We want to get right back to that breaking news overnight in Baltimore, where the Francis Scott Key Bridge literally collapsed. This happened right around 1:30 this morning, and this was after a cargo ship from Singapore ended up heading right into the column and collapsing 1.6 miles of this bridge and its extent.
So let's listen to city officials speaking about it.
At some point during that chain of events of calls, we began to receive indications that a ship may have struck the Key Bridge. We got further information through multiple calls that the Key Bridge, portions of the Key Bridge had actually collapsed. At about 01:50 hours, our first unit arrived on scene and reported a complete collapse of the Key Bridge. We were also given information at that time that there were likely multiple people on the bridge at the time of the collapse, and that as a result, multiple people were in the water. We were able to remove 2 people from the water. One individual refused service and refused transport. Essentially, that person was not injured. However, there was another individual that's been transported to a local trauma center that is in very serious condition. At this time, we have multiple air assets from the Maryland State Police, as well as the Baltimore Police Department, as well as multiple marine assets from around the region, including Baltimore City, Anne Arundel County, Baltimore County, as well as multiple local and state police agencies, National Resources Police, BPD Special Ops Unit is in here, Maryland State Police is here. We have multiple resources. We are still very much in an active search and rescue posture at this point, and we will continue to be for some time. We have a large area that we have to search. This includes on the surface of the water, subsurface, as well as on the deck of the ship itself. We believe at this point we may be looking for upwards of 7 individuals. That's the latest information we have. However, what I will say is the information that I'm giving you right now is as of right now. That's what we know right now. This is a very large incident. It involves a very large footprint. Multiple agencies are operating. Therefore, information is subject to change as we get more intel and as our crews work through the morning. Over the next 8 to 12 hours, you can expect to continue to see our air and maritime assets functioning out on the water and in the air above. We need to do damage assessment of the ship itself before we can board that ship. And we need to continue our subsurface search, which is including different types of sonar. We have side scan sonar. We have other sonar capabilities here. We have underwater UAVs that we're working with. And throughout the night, we've also been working with infrared technology, both from the air and on the water surface. So I'm going to wrap up here with just saying this continues to be a search and rescue operation. It continues to be a very dynamic operation with multiple local, state, and federal resources involved. With that, I'm going to turn it over to our mayor, Mayor Brandon Scott.
Thank you, Chief. Everyone, this is a unthinkable tragedy. We have to first and foremost pray for all of those who are impacted, those families. Pray for our first responders.
All right, we are listening in there with this horrible, horrible tragedy in Baltimore. The Francis Scott Key Bridge, complete collapse earlier this morning after what they believe a cargo ship striking the bridge. They're searching right now still for people. They were saying it's such a large blueprint right now. Everything is very preliminary, but they did touch on a few main points.
Yeah, sure. So the fire officials calling this a dire emergency this morning as that information was coming in that video that we've been showing you all morning. Just incredible to see that bridge collapsing. So here's what we know right now, and we know this will change throughout the day. There were at least 7 people that they believe may be in the water right now. So search and rescue crews not only searching the water, but also the surface of the ship, the deck of the ship as well. And they said that we do know that that number likely will go up as the course of this search and rescue operation goes on throughout the day. They think think it could take 8 to 12 hours.
Yeah, they said over the next 8 to 12 hours, we can certainly continue to see their air and their maritime assets. They're working with a lot of different technology, including sonar, infrared, and they talked about the different layers of how this search goes. So, you know, there's also the subwater, the subsurface that they're trying to search, the deck of the ship. It's not safe to board the ship right now even. There's just so much to evaluate, but of course, they're trying to find those people as well. So just keep a good thought for Baltimore right now as they start to begin, you know, to pick up from this horrific tragedy.
And the mayor calling that an unthinkable tragedy this morning. He's speaking right now. Of course, we'll keep you updated throughout the morning on this developing news as we get that new information from Baltimore. Right now, we're going to take a quick break, and we're back with more news, weather, and traffic after this.